Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me in Florida at the Wrench Everyday HQ, the workshop of my friend Freddy from Tavarish. And today we're going to be checking out the bright orange Lambo up top, a car that last year we saw in here being worked on and then saw on display at SEMA. This is his Murcielago from Fast and the Furious, a car that wasn't in the best of states. It is now a completed car, and today we're going to be taking it out on the roads. So let's catch up with Freddy, get the Gallardo out so we can bring the Mercy down and take it on out. And we are joined then by the man himself. How you doing, Freddy?
Pretty good, how are you?
Very good. It is nice to be back, and this place is completely different.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
It's transformed, it's tidied, you've got the ramps.
Yeah, so these are my Benpack 4-post lifts. You call them ramps. And this has transformed the way that I basically store all my cars. I wanted a collection sort of atmosphere instead of the dirty workshop that I had before.
Well, I'm very jealous. It looks awesome. I love this, the cleanness of it. The car's all undercover, they're being protected. Last time you kind of had just cars one alongside the other. You had all sorts of things going. I mean, you still have projects going on, obviously. You're Tavarish.
Yeah, of course. So the difference between being a hoarder and being a collector is presentation. So I decided that this is going to be the clean part of my garage. I'm still cleaning. This is not the cleanest thing.
You're not doing badly.
But, this is going to be where I showcase all the cars that are done, that are complete, that are more or less clean, and I'm keeping them covered up because it does get pretty dusty in here.
Yeah, like normal in a workshop. And I'm now going to trouble you to remove some of the covers because we need to get this down. Now, as a quick reminder, everybody, I came out, it was October last year?
Yes.
Came out, the car was positioned just over here. You still had a ton of things to do to it.
Oh yeah, it was in a million pieces, and it was SEMA crunch time. SEMA crunch time was very, very real. I didn't get any sleep at all for weeks, and it was fun. I mean, the car went to SEMA, and it was my first time, and man, it was just an overwhelming experience. People really loved it, and the car drove really nicely after that. Yeah,
for sure. Well, I think if you don't mind, we should pull the Gallardo out, which I imagine is probably quite noisy itself.
A little bit.
A little bit.
It's not exactly stock. So for people that don't know, this is my 2008 Lamborghini Gallardo Spider, and it has been heavily modified with a twin turbo system that I built along with my friend Tony in my 2-car garage at home. So this is a pretty modified car. The engine can hold up to 1,600 horsepower.
Oh.
It's not making that. It's making right around 800, so a good daily driver amount.
Yeah.
So this is actually the car that catapulted my channel into something of a success. This is the first sort of supercar rebuild that you've seen, and now they're kind of a dime a dozen. So, yeah. But let me just go get the keys.
Got the keys?
Got the keys.
Which means I'm going to head around the back because a V10 always sounds lovely.
You sure you want to head around the back?
No, okay. Is it going to be that kind of level of loud?
No. I'm just
Okay, you had me worried for a second there. We get this started up, fire it into life. Right. Oh, look.
This is a gated manual, by the way.
Oh, very nice. It's not quiet.
No.
It has a nice snap.
Yeah.
And as you were saying, gated manual.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's about. All right, so we'll just get this moved out of the way quickly so that we can pull the ramp down with the Mercy that's up top. Gallardos are really cool. This was, I think, actually the car basically for Lamborghini as well, that kind of projected Lamborghini into a larger number of sales. Having the baby supercar. Look at that at the back. Look how cool that is. Love it. Absolutely love it. We've got the front ramps now to drive it off. So how exactly does this work?
So it's pretty simple. All you have to do is take it off the locks using this button.
So you have to lift it up a touch first.
Yep, like that. It groans a little bit, that's okay. You press this to engage the airlocks, like that, and you
drop it down. This is a brilliant way to make more storage and have the cars looking really cool in the process.
Yeah, I like it, and it's fairly simple. All you need is an airline and a regular house wiring connection.
Simples. And then we have this car that we saw. I mean, it was not in a good way when it began.
No, it wasn't. So I had to do a lot to this car. When I first got it, it had 11 layers of paint all over the body. It had some mechanical issues. it definitely had some interior issues because it didn't have an interior.
Yes.
That had to all get redone. And if you look at it now, this is completely redone in the Arancio Argos paint, which was the launch color for the Aventador. And this is how it was in the movie, except actually presentable. So I had to get new front and rear bumpers. I had to get the wheels refinished. I had to redo some of the suspension components and a lot of nickel and dime stuff that just really wasn't available. I got the car with no side mirrors. So those are pretty expensive. So
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And then just for fun, you made it rear-wheel drive.
Yes, because these cars are, despite them being mostly carbon fiber on the body, these are very, very heavy. They're like 4,000 pounds. I don't know how many kilos that is. Probably
lots.
10 billion kilos. So with rear-wheel drive, you take out the front-wheel drive drivetrain, and that lightens it up by about 200 pounds. And it makes the car a little bit more lively, a little bit more fun. This is a largely biased in the rear car, so you can't have too much fun, and you also do have to drive it with the traction control off because the traction control system is very intrusive, let's say. So it's a fun car to drive.
For sure, and it's a big 6.2 litre
Yes.
V12 lump back there.
Yep, and in fact, I have another 6.2 liter
Oh, really?
V12 lump, yeah, and it's right here behind
Oh.
the car. And this is actually the engine from the sister car because they used, I believe, 2 or 3 of these Murcielagos. So what they did was, for the stunt car, the other car, they took this engine out. They took out all the drivetrain, all the mechanical components and wiring, and they put in a Jag V6 with a 5-speed.
No way.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. They did that for the Fast and Furious Live, actually in the UK.
Yeah, I remember the show.
Fast and Furious Live arena show.
Okay.
And that didn't do very well. And I ended up getting my hands on this at some point, and I just said I had to have it. So I have basically an entire other Mercy just without the body. So I have all the mechanical components. Don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, but it's good for spares.
For sure,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Just casually having a Lamborghini V12 spare engine sitting there.
I believe the car is open. You can,
Yeah. Have a quick look at the updated interior, because there's one small nerdy detail I really liked about
Yes.
this. I mean, obviously I saw when I was out here before, your new quilting you'd done to the seats and the
Yes.
interior and some of the trims, but you added that fancy rear view mirror.
Yes, yeah. So it has a front and rear view facing camera. Has a DVR. It's always recording. So if the car does get a shunt in the front or the back, it's I can easily say who was at fault.
That's
and
cool.
hopefully it wasn't me.
Well, we'll have a quick look at that when we're out on the road. So, this is awesome. Gated, of course.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, would you have it any other way?
Well, the E-gear gearbox wasn't exactly the best, was it?
No,
in these
no,
things.
it wasn't, no.
I've only driven a Mercy once before, an SV, which was really cool, but with paddles.
Have you not driven a gated?
Nope, never driven a gated Mercy.
Ooh, you're gonna like this.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, you're gonna like this a lot.
Well, let's, I think, probably get it started up, get it taken on out,
Sure.
and I'll jump in with you at the wheel.
Okay.
Oh, we need to get you a plate on the back.
Oh yeah. I got that. Do you want to do a quick little startup, a cold start on
Yes,
on a
yes, we need a cold start of this.
So this is actually not very dramatic.
It's not as aggressive. It's noise, right? But it's
Yeah.
not as aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take a listen. I'm sure it's going to be impressive nonetheless.
All right. Want to let the fuel pumps do their thing?
Sure.
And
Well, it's not bad if you ask me. It's not bad at all. So, the Fast and the Furious Mercy, which, oh yeah, let's pull those out. The chocks on the wheels. Carefully does it. This car is so epic, and Freddy put a lot of hours into it. It was actually really cool even watching his first drive. It's a very emotional first drive. But yeah, look at it. So we're going to take it out. This for me is pretty cool as well. A long time after first seeing the car when I came to visit here in the workshop. Now we're taking it out on the road to see a little bit of what it's about. It's a wide car. We're going to get the car outside. We just stopped it for a moment, but this does mean we get another start up. And the thing about the Mercies is you can drive it with the door up, because of course it doesn't hang out, it just goes straight up. Proper Lamborghini doors, that generation. The car will come out of the workshop here and then we'll go out onto the roads where there are many other things still being worked on and some future projects as well. But yeah, beast that is this Lambo for the roads. Alrighty, we got the doors then, open them upwards. Always very nice. Let me take a step inside here. There's actually quite a lot of room in here.
Well, I mean, there's more than you think and also less than you think. If you look above you.
Yeah, true. Headroom.
There's no
Headroom is
headroom,
not particularly abundant.
Nope.
But we are in. Seatbelts in the middle.
Yeah, I always forget every single time.
You always instinctively go for the window side.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, here we are. This is a very updated interior, isn't it?
Yeah, so I did the forged carbon on all the, well, what would be
Everything,
carbon normally.
yeah.
So grab handle, we have the forged carbon here, the steering wheel with the
nice.
Orange matching the Arancio Argos of the exterior. Also the stitching also matching. So, and you see the V12 back there.
Yeah,
so.
not a bad view. That makes the entire car shake and vibrate.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's old school how it should be. So, let's get out for a little drive then.
Okay, let's go.
See what this thing is like. Even just the clunk when you stick it into first gear.
Oh yeah. So
Just
these
sounds
things need to be a little bit warmed up because the gearboxes don't like to be, you know, slam shifted or anything like that. Everything has to. It's not delicate. It can definitely handle a lot of power, but there is a way to do these things. There's a process involved.
It sounds good in here. It sounds really, really nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. Actually, I don't know if the camera can get this, but if you roll the window down, the intakes are right behind your head and you can hear the sucking.
Really?
Yeah, of the air.
Yeah, you get a good view of that in those mirrors.
I don't know. You hear that?
Yeah. That's cool. As you go straight onto the throttle, you hear the sound.
Yeah.
And then you've also got the clunks of the shifter, which is just, I mean, special. You don't get those anymore.
Yep. So this is like the only turn in Florida.
Make the most of the one or two corners.
And it does pop and crackle just a little bit. It's not from any sort of ECU tune, it's just the way it is.
So how does it feel for you? I mean, it was I personally really enjoyed when you took this for the first drive.
Yeah.
You've done a few drives now. I know you've taken it on a long road trip as well.
Mm-hmm.
Does this still feel really special driving this?
It's unreal driving this thing. I mean, I can't believe that. I don't feel like it's my car. I feel like I'm just holding it for somebody, and you know, they just gave me the keys and the registration. But it's very humbling. I can't believe that, you know, the team that I put together put this together, and you know, this is crazy. I mean, it's legitimately one of the most famous Lamborghinis in the world at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how to come to terms with that. I just you know, drive it, and it drives really nicely, and you know, I'm just gonna enjoy it because at the end of the day, I'm just a guy who likes cars.
Yeah. And it's great that you're driving it. What was it like on a longer slog?
It was very good. The only thing I don't like about this car is there's a bit of a drone when you're around 3,000 RPM. It just gets in your head, and in order to drown that out, you have to crank the music. So your ears are going to be ringing by the time you get home.
Yeah.
But the other issue that I have with this car is the attention. So it gets a crazy amount of attention everywhere, all the time, 24/7, 365.
Yeah.
So it's, I
mean, that's par for the course in a bright orange Lamborghini.
But I'm not the guy that needs attention, but I guess I shouldn't have gotten this car if that was the case, right? One thing that is really interesting about this car is that maybe since it was rear-wheel drive, maybe since it was you know, converted, the traction control system is a little bit wonky, and you can't drive this thing at any more than like 30% throttle without the traction control system turning on.
Yeah.
So all the time you have to turn the traction control system off. Which, if you're thinking about it, you know, 600 horsepower V12 with just the traction in the rear and most of the weight in the rear, and these cars were sort of known for snap oversteer, and you're turning the traction control off, like that's a recipe for disaster. But that's par for the course with these cars.
You gotta keep your wits about you.
Yeah.
This is where it sounds oh so sweet. It's like I mean, a natural gas aspirated V12 always has this amazing sound. It's like a whale.
Oh yeah, so I went through 3 different exhausts to make it sound like this, and one of the things I love, this is the Fab Speed exhaust.
Yeah.
And they got the valving and proportions and the resonance just right. So, you know, if I wanted to free rev, like, it sounds insane.
Yes.
Just insane.
Wow. Nice shift.
So, one of the reasons why I got this is the fact that it was a manual, and these manuals are increasingly rare. You probably know how many were made, but I know that it was definitely less than.
We'd have to ask our mutual friend Ed Bolian at BitWiki to get the numbers.
Ed would definitely know. But they were not very common, and to find one now that drives this well, it's increasingly difficult.
Yeah. Feels like it's almost new, to be honest. I'm actually amazed by how civilized, sensible, and comfortable this feels.
Oh yeah,
it's
and
more comfortable than an Aventador.
Well, yeah. So we styled the seats after that, and we wanted to have as much usable room as we could. So right now, I mean, everything in the car has been redone, so that's why it feels like a new car.
Yeah.
There's a new leather smell, like literally.
Yeah. New leather smell, the stitching of a modern car.
Right.
I mean, cars at the time didn't have the kind of double stitch, the quilting, the design that you have here.
And one of the things that people don't, it's a misconception about these cars, is that they're hard to drive. Like, they're very cumbersome. Like, yes, this is a wide car, it's slow, but as far as the clutch, as far as the throttle response, it is very, very easy. That's one of the best kept secrets of Lamborghinis. Like, they're actually very easy to drive.
Okay. Alrighty, time to switcheroo. So this is where the door goes up. Gonna have to push it in a strange way.
It needs a new strut.
Then come around. Doors up, always looking awesome. Especially this colour in the sunshine too. So nice. So, this is a Caravan era. I mean, we're roughly the same age, so we both had these on the walls. And there we go. We didn't talk about this yet. The mirror. This is cool.
Yeah, just press it.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And that's the rear view camera, and then you have the front.
That's awesome. This is nerdy, but I absolutely love it. And you can move the view around as well. Brightness and some settings. Wow.
And if you turn it off, it just becomes a regular mirror with your lane display and GPS
overlaid on the top.
Yep.
That's awesome. I love that. All right. Well, I probably need to give you this if you don't mind.
Sure, of course.
I'll pass you that in a second. Stuff falling out of my pockets. Normal supercar problems.
Of course.
But yeah, here we are. Thank you for trusting me to handle your baby here.
I figure that you probably have some experience with these cars.
A little bit, but definitely gonna have to move the seat forward. I'm a bit shorter than you.
That's okay. It's all right.
There we go.
So we modeled these seats directly after my robust torso.
Okay.
So, you know.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. Clunk, clunk.
Yeah. Handbrake.
Yes. Does it fly off? Yes.
Yep. There we go.
All right. Into gear. I'm like super nervous because I know how special this car is.
Don't be nervous. It's just a car. You go out the way we came.
Yeah, back all the way around. You're right though. It's pretty gentle and easy to get moving.
Watch this bump over here.
Don't want to damage your front splitter. I am definitely banging my sunglasses on the roof.
Oh yeah.
They're on my head. There's not a huge amount of space up there.
Yeah, just make a right and then go all the way.
This is really, I mean, easy, gentle, smooth.
Yep. It's not like an E-gear.
You do feel a bit wonky though.
Yeah, because you're not pointing 100% straight.
I've just got a massive smile on my face. As we said, just drive it gently and it still sounds this epic and raw and involving.
Yep.
New cars don't do this.
You need to get one of these, man.
I'm thinking it. The involvement of this, just flipping it down between the gears. And I don't think you've ever been a passenger in here, have you?
I have never been a passenger in this car.
That's kind of cool as well.
It feels so weird.
I've just got a big smile on my face. Partly because I'm so happy for you having done this. I know the blood, sweat and tears that you've been through.
Of course. I mean, I love sharing it with people. Oh, yeah. So I've actually been around the canyons with this car in LA, yeah.
Wow.
And roads. And yeah, and this actually does better than you'd think.
I'm shifting more than I need to because the car has so much torque.
Oh yeah.
I want to get the most of the engagement out of the gearbox.
This thing is nuts. It just.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm so glad it gets your seal of approval.
Definitely.
So what's funny is that back when I was, I don't know, like this is years ago, my friend and I used to watch your channel.
Oh wow.
And we would look at you getting these supercars, and now to have you in my car, like this is such an honor. You have no idea, man.
Well, it's an honor for me as well because I mean this is, as you said earlier, this is like the most famous Lamborghini in the world. This is a special car, so thank you very much for
this is crazy. So I'm very, very glad you enjoyed it. You have no idea, you made my week.
Awesome. I think we both had a pretty good one out then. We've pulled back up. This just sounds mega, but there's also a story I know behind this.
So this shifter, it's actually like, I love the look of the shifter, but you can see that there's some imperfection here. There's some grinding marks and stuff. That's because when I got this car originally, I guess during filming, they broke the shifter and then they welded it. It was weird, like at an angle. So you couldn't get it off or anything, and I had to take a lot of time to carefully cut this out. And then I had to, if you take the shifter off, I welded a bolt in here.
Okay.
So this is just like a hardware store bolt. Yeah, and it's welded in here. It's actually a lot more sturdy than the factory. But I kept this in here just as a piece of history of this car because it was worked on, and I didn't want to let that go. So even though that's imperfect, it's imperfect, and Lamborghini owners probably wouldn't like that. That is like one of my favorite parts about this.
But it's perfect in its imperfection.
Yes.
And it
very
does
much
this.
so.
The feel of going through the gearbox is so rewarding.
Yep. And especially when it's warmed up, it likes to go into gears just fine.
Oh, instantly the reversing camera pops up. That's nice as well.
Yep.
Yeah. I like. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This has been epic. I appreciate it, man.
Dude,
this
thank
is
you so much.
cool. I think it gets even louder when it's been driven a little bit. We get the car inside now, reverse the process, put it back on the ramps. I can tell you it's very hot when you walk around behind the exhaust. Very, very, very cool. Oh, that's been good fun. That's been good fun. But now Freddy's got the challenge to maneuver it, and I bet you he's about to do that Lamborghini Doorsill maneuver. Let's wait and see if that's coming up. Are you about to sit on the door sills?
I am.
Has to be done. That's jokes.
Just gotta get out of the car, make it work.
Yeah. And up onto the ramp, magic. Now you gotta get it straight. You're pretty good, go straight back. Take it straight back and you're bang on. This car is so much narrower at the front than it is at the back. That's actually insane. It's so much narrower. That is then all parked up. Congratulations again. Thank you for the opportunity to drive.
Dude, thank you so much for driving this. This has been a dream come true for me. You can come back anytime and drive any of my cars.
Well, I appreciate that, but having seen some of what you had to do with this, having seen it in SEMA, and now having driven it as well, a special story as well for me, so I appreciate that.
Dude, thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. The links are down below to Freddy's channels. Do go and subscribe to Tavarish if you aren't already. But thank you very much for watching. As always, that's it for now, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.